What are the things that are most awesome about living in Austin, and what are the things that just suck? Stick around to find out, and make sure you watch till the end. I'm going to give you a little tidbit of real Austin life that not many people know about. Let's go. Number one thing I love about living in Austin is that everyone else who lives in Austin loves living in Austin. 105 people move to Austin a day because it's so cool. And a lot of those people are moving from just in our backyard. So they're moving from Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio. That makes up more than half the people that move to Austin. The rest of everyone else is coming from states that we already think of, like California, New York, Minnesota, Tennessee, from Utah. But really, at the end of the day, everyone's coming to Austin because it's so cool, and when they live here, they just love it. And it's so cool living in an area where people love where they live and love their life. There's just this awesome vibe about it that's indescribable. So what I hate about that part is everyone is moving here, the traffic is getting crazy, it's really clogging up the highways and everything. The state is going through some growing pains to try and make Austin traffic a little bit more drivable. So there's a few options that you have regarding traffic. You just avoid it. If you know you have to go downtown or drive up north during rush hour, maybe pick a different time to do whatever it is that you need to do. If you don't have to be there at that time, just go another time. Another way that you can get around this is taking public transportation. So we've got a really awesome bus system. We've got a pretty basic rail system that we're working on improving and making more robust, adding more stops and trains, things like that. So that's always an option. And third, just suck it up and live in it. So put in a podcast, settle in, and get ready for that commute. Number two thing that I love about living in Austin is that Austin is a small business, independent business kind of town. So sure, we've got the big chains like Outback, Carrabba's, things like that. But at the end of the day, Austin loves supporting local, and one of the ways that I love to do that is through craft beer. Austin area has got over 40 breweries. They're all awesome, doing their own thing. A few of the favorites that I love are Pint House Pizza, any kind of IPA there, and a big old pepperoni basil pizza. My husband and I go there almost every weekend and just chow down. St. Elmo's Brewing, way down on South Congress. They make such an awesome Kolsch. It's cool, it's crisp, it's refreshing. It's just the perfect thing to drink on their patio. And one of the third brewery that I love is Brutorium. They're a little bit further north. They're off of Airport. They do anything awesome for their German style beers. And they have these huge pretzels that are just as big as your head. So good to have a pretzel, have a beer, just really good stuff coming out of Austin. So Austin's huge on supporting local business. Those are the three that I like to support with craft beer. There's tons of other ones here. You could easily try a new one every week and never get tired of it. So what I hate about that is that the breweries are so popular that for some reason we have to funnel everyone into waiting in line for beer. So it's not a trip to Austin if you don't wait in line somewhere, and the biggest place to do that is breweries. So instead of walking up to a bar and just ordering when the bartender recognizes you, there's literally a sign above the cash register that says like, beer line starts here. I don't understand it. I feel silly waiting in line, but they tell me that it's more efficient than everyone just kind of crowding the bar. So whatever, I'll take it. At the end of the day, it gives me more time to figure out what beer I want next. So win-win. Number three thing that I love about Austin, that's probably what everyone knows Austin for, is the live music. So Austin's motto is that we're the live music capital of the world. We have over 250 venues that you can see any kind of music you've ever heard of, whether it's country, hip hop, Americana, punk, jazz, anything like that. The list goes on and on. Whatever you're into, you can see it here in Austin. And the cool thing that I love about it is you're likely to stumble on a place that you've never been to, hear a genre you've never heard of before, and just fall in love with it. There's just so much creativity and art here that music is its major expression in Austin. So awesome. We've got some of the biggest music festivals in the world: South by Southwest, Austin City Limits. In 2019, South by Southwest had over 160,000 attendees, with people just coming for the music portion of it. So they've got a music portion, film, tech, 160,000 just for music. It's a pretty big deal. So what I hate about that's kind of a like, oh, Austinite problem, is there's so much music. It's really hard to pick and choose what you want to see. You definitely have to prioritize because you either don't have enough money or you don't have enough time. So my advice, if you're having a hard time picking, okay, what band should I see on Sunday night, is just go with what you feel in the moment. because in most cases, if a band comes through Austin once, they're gonna come through Austin again. So if you miss them this time, they're probably gonna come back around. That's the coolest thing about living in Austin is most bands come through here because we're such an awesome audience. Bands love playing for us because we love to listen. Fourth thing that I love about living in Austin is that Texas has no income tax. So this is true all over Texas, but it's even cooler in Austin because when I save money on my income tax, that means I get to go and spend it in the community with craft breweries, with small music venues, with little pizzerias. If you can't tell, that's what I love most. I love beer, pizza, and music. So that's where I spend all the money that I'm not paying to the government. The flip side of that, if we don't have income taxes, we have got some property taxes. So in Austin, your property taxes are going to be anywhere from 2.15% to 2.5%, which really adds a hefty chunk on top of your mortgage. Usually your mortgage company is going to break out your taxes into monthly payments. So let's say you have a $400,000 home. You're paying 2% taxes, which let me know where you bought a house and you're paying 2% taxes. But just for this example, that's going to be $8,000 a year. If you break that down into 12 months, that's about $666 a month on top of your mortgage and top of your interest. So something that takes a lot of people by surprise when they move to Austin. We don't have income taxes. We do have property taxes. But that's what helps us pay for all the awesome parks and everything that we have, which brings me to number 5 thing that I love about living in Austin is all of the swimming holes and the parks, the lakes that we've got here. We've got 2 natural springs that have cold water flowing through them all year round. One is Barton Springs and the other is Deep Eddy. So you can either go to that pool or go to any of the other little trickle down swimming pool areas and just hang out with friends, have a nice relaxing dip. Some of them you kind of have to know a guy who knows a guy to find out what neighborhood that secret swimming hole is at, but once you get there, it's magic. It's so quiet and peaceful. You just get to hang out and have a beverage or two and relax. Also, the Colorado River runs through Austin, and it's broken up by dams into 3 lakes. We've got Lake Travis, Lake Austin, and Town Lake. So depending on where you are in the city and what dams are breaking those off, those are our lakes, but they're actually part of the Colorado River. They are chock full of fish. There's people fishing in them all day long. You can go kayaking, you can go paddleboarding. There's a bunch of bars and restaurants you can kind of boat up to and just enjoy the day. And the cool thing about this is these little lakes and the river kind of flows through downtown. So you've got the hustle and bustle and the craziness of downtown. But then once you get on the water, it is so quiet and it's so peaceful and you just kind of forget where you're at. It's like you enter a whole nother world. It's amazing. So that's the 5th thing that I love about Austin. 5th thing that I hate about living in Austin is that it is so hot here. It is so hot. Austin is a humid subtropical climate, so we've got long, hot summers and we've got typically short, mild winters. So in the summers in July and August, it's gonna get up to or over 100 degrees for several days. And in fact, you're gonna think, oh, it's gonna start cooling off, it's gonna start getting cooler here. Just trust me when I tell you, it's gonna start cooling off on Halloween. Every year I try and tell myself, oh yeah, it's gonna start getting cooler soon. It is always Halloween is the first day that you can actually put on a sweater, put on a hoodie, because it's a little bit chilly outside. But the thing that makes all those swimming holes and parks and rivers and everything so awesome is the heat. If it wasn't so hot, those pools would just be freezing. They would just be freezing cold pools year round. But when it's 100 degrees outside, there's nothing better than jumping in a 70-degree pool or spring, cooling off for a minute, and then getting out because it's really cold. So those are the 5 things that I love and hate about Austin. Now I have a fun tip for you so that you can start becoming a true Austinite. A lot of people didn't know this. I didn't know till I moved to Austin, but Austin loves Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson came and performed in Austin in 1972, and a lot of people say that was the day that the Austin music scene changed forever. A couple years later, Willie did a pilot show where he agreed to play live on TV, and that show ended up turning into the longest running music show in American history called Austin City Limits. There's a ton of it on YouTube, on PBS. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Willie started all of that, and Austin loves him so much that we have a 1-ton, 8-foot-tall bronze Willie statue on Willie Nelson Boulevard in front of the Austin City Limits Theater. And the statue was unveiled on 4/20/2013. If you know anything about Willie, then you know why that date is significant. And every year on Willie's birthday, which is April 29th, Our local radio station plays nothing but Willie songs. Austin loves Willie Nelson. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, putting out videos about what it's really like to live here, the neighborhoods, costs of living, all that good stuff. So if you liked it, please click that little like button. It'll make sure that more people get to see it. Hit subscribe and make sure you click that little bell so you get noticed when we put out new videos. We've got a new video coming out every week. And you know what? Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked or you didn't like. Let me know what else you want to see. I'm here to help make your move to Austin awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.